Bringing them home was just the beginning. Now it's a matter of containing the Ebola virus. A Fort Worth doctor and a humanitarian aid worker brought back with them from Africa. From the ambulance and medics who transported them to the hospital where they're being treated, a single touch could lead to exposure.
Your loved ones can't come and give you a hug and hold your hand like they very much want to.
The news leader, broadcasting for all North Texas. Fox 4 News starts now.
Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Steve Eager. It's 9 o'clock. Two American missionaries, Dr. Kent Brantley from Fort Worth and Nancy Wright-Bowl, both worked in Liberia when they contracted Ebola. They were flown to Emory University Hospital in Atlanta and are undergoing treatment in isolation. First on Fox 4 News tonight, Calvert Collins with the latest on their conditions and how they're doing. Calvert.
There say that treatment is going according to plan despite receiving an experimental serum back in Liberia to boost their immune systems. Both Kent Brantley and Nancy Wright-Bowl remain in isolation from each other and their families, and caring for the two around the clock is an extreme process.
Tucked away in Emory University Hospital is the quarantine area where Kent Brantley and Nancy Wright-Bowl receive their treatment. Their exposure to medical staff and the rest of the hospital is limited.
They meet the clinical care team in the isolation unit.
Fort Worth doctor Kent Brantley walked out of the ambulance Saturday after being flown by medevac out of Liberia. Since then, doctors say his fever dropped and his condition has improved. Fellow missionary Nancy Wright-Bowl arrived Tuesday in worse shape. Infectious disease specialists say the key to beating Ebola is keeping the patient's bodily functions working so their immune system can fight the virus on its own.
You may be sitting there with an IV in your arm getting IV fluids. If you needed a blood transfusion, you'd get that. Nutrition, antibiotics if they were required.
Even though Ebola is not an airborne virus, medical staff is hyper-vigilant about decontaminating everything in Brantley's and Wright-Bowl's rooms. One of the paramedics who rode with the missionaries says changing suits can take 4 hours.
First one is to get the dirtiest part off completely from yourself. Then you re-suit, clean, come out of it again, re-suit, clean, come out of it, re-suit. So it's a process where you're completely, you're minimizing. Even though there was no fluids or anything contact whatsoever, you have to clean everything perfectly.
Brantley works for Samaritan's Purse, Wright-Bowl through SIM, both often surrounded by other healthcare workers and patients in West Africa. Now they are alone in sterile white rooms.
That's much more physically difficult in an isolation unit like this because your loved ones can't come and give you a hug and hold your hand like they very much want to, and the patient would very much love to have. So you've got to try and provide that in other ways.
Amber Brantley says she's seen Kent every day through a window in his isolation unit. Nancy Wright-Bowl's son said they got to see her for a few minutes today and released this statement. "We are grateful to be able to see our mom once again. Mom is tired from her travel but continues to fight the virus and strengthen her faith. We were able to spend a few minutes with her to encourage her and be encouraged by her condition."
Now, this is the first time Ebola patients have been treated in a U.S. hospital. There is no Ebola vaccine, but today the FDA just authorized the use of a diagnostic test for emergency cases. Steve.
All right, Calvert Collins in our Dallas newsroom. Thank you.